Okay, good morning from my home in Coquitlam, Canada. My name is Joanna, and I will be guiding you through the next 45-minute Vinyasa practice for stability and balance. If you've been following along with these classes previously, you'll note that I am in a slightly different location today. I am in my home, but I am not in my little studio setup. Because as we know, life throws us curveballs all the time. So we are moving forward with what we have to hand. And so today I will be practicing on my Turkish towel, and instead of blocks, I will be using books, which is a prop that I always suggest if you don't have traditional yoga props. So today I will be demonstrating with those. If you do have two blocks to hand, then please bring those to your mat. And if you'd like a blanket for Shavasana or extra layers for Shavasana, feel free to grab those as well. My little puppy is just off to the side here. She's kind of on this blanket here. So we're going to pray that she is in her zen and remains on her little blanket for the practice. But if you do see her make an appearance, then it will just add to the fun of it. This is a light-hearted practice, so please go into it knowing that. When we get into balancing shapes, we can be very hard on ourselves if we're not hitting it perfectly. And as we know, that is not the intention. The intention is to start to build more strength, more stability in these shapes, with or without the use of our props, using all the offerings given to us so that we can start to slowly build towards more balance. Okay, I will meet you on your mat. Let's begin today's practice in Child's Pose Balasana. So begin by allowing your big toes to touch and your knees to go wide, and start to sink your pelvis back and down towards your heels, walking your hands forwards and wide and melting your forehead and your chest towards the floor. Feel free to bend into the elbows if that feels more comfortable, and rest your forehead to a block, or you could stack one hand on top of the other in little fists and then rest your forehead there if that feels better. If you need to add a rolled up blanket between your pelvis and your heels, feel free. Just making yourself as comfortable and grounded as you can to open our practice. Being in Child's Pose Balasana is one of the most anchoring and humble shapes of our practice. So it felt like an appropriate place to start today. Begin by relaxing your lower belly between your thighs and breathing gently in and out. Notice where you feel expansive on your inhales and where you feel soft and relaxed on your exhales. As we unfold the practice today, there will be moments where we have 2 feet on the earth. Those are the moments we're encouraging and cultivating more stability. There will be moments when we have 1 foot on the earth. That is when we are cultivating more balance. The intention for the practice is to build that relationship of our feet to the floor. So whether it's 1 foot or 2 feet, I want you to visualize the feet spreading wider almost like you have roots growing down from your feet into the floor. And these roots are getting deeper and wider and thicker. I want you to imagine the 3 points of contact of your foot to the floor. So on the ball of the foot, we have the ball of the big toe mound, and then the ball of the baby toe mound, and then the ball at the heel. So imagine that triangle rooting down into the earth at all times, whether it's 1 foot or 2. From where you are here, start to deepen your breath now, filling up with more air and pouring out your exhale into your mat. And again, big breath in, smooth breath out. One more cycle in, exhale out. And just return to a natural, soft, steady breath. And as you're ready, you can come up onto your hands and knees in tabletop position. In tabletop position, we'll just gently rock and sway the hips side to side. If it feels nice as you sway your hips to the right, look over your right hip. And as you sway your hips to the left, look at your left hip. So you're making a C-like shape through your back. Lovely. And then come back to center. Let's take cat-cow very gently. Inhaling, draw your tailbone towards the ceiling. Soften your belly and lift your chin and your chest. And then exhale, draw your tailbone under your belly, around your back and look towards your belly button. Again, inhale forwards and up. Use the whole inhale breath to finish the shape. And exhale, rounding the spine. Last cycle. Inhale forwards and up. And exhale to round. Lovely. And then come back to neutral, beginning with balance and stability together here on our hands and knees. So extend just your right leg back behind you. You're on the ball of that right foot. You can stay like this, drawing belly button to spine, or you can play with lifting that right heel as high as your right hip. Try not to collapse in your middle back. Keep drawing belly button to spine. Stay like this, or extend your left arm forwards and long. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, round your back and see if your elbow and knee can meet one another under your body. And again, inhale to extend arm and leg, using the whole breath in. Exhale to round. Last cycle. Inhale to extend. Exhale to round. Inhale to extend, and either stay like this now or bend into your right knee and take your left hand to the top of your right foot if it will reach. Lift your right thigh, press your right foot into your left hand and lift your chin and your chest. Balancing cat pose. And then exhale, lower your hand and knee. Exhale your breath. Spread your fingers, tuck your toes. Come into downward facing dog and take a couple of breaths. Just finding your way into your down dog this morning, especially if it's your first down dog of the day or afternoon, maybe where you are. And then when you're ready, just simply returning hands and knees to the floor. Extending your left leg back behind you. You're on the ball of that left foot. Maybe you're lifting your left heel to the same height as your left hip. Maybe you're extending your right arm forwards and long. Keep looking down towards the earth. Take an inhale breath. And exhale, round your spine, elbow towards knee, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. and exhale to round. So we're building stability and balance from the ground up, keeping our center of gravity low to the floor now, and just noticing where we feel stable, where we feel steady, and where might need a little more attention. Once you finish that third round, bend the left knee as an option, or just stay where you are in this balancing shape. If you're bending the left knee, wrap your right hand around the top of the left foot, push the foot into the hand, lift the left thigh, lift your chin and your chest so there now is a gentle arch through your back. Lower your hand and knee, come onto all fours and back into downward facing dog, releasing the knees from the floor and creating a bit of length in the backs of your two legs. One last time, returning to your knees, and this time we're coming into a toe stretch. Now, toe stretches are really beneficial for creating more space in the soles of the feet. So give it a go, and I'll give you options if it becomes too much, too intense. So you're going to walk those knees together, bring your feet closer together, but keep all 10 toes tucked on your mat. Now take your pelvis back towards your heels and start to walk your hands up your thighs. Now, this may be too intense already, so just know that you can bring your hands forwards and lift your pelvis at any time. Or if you can stay in the pose for a little longer, know that you can always lift yourself up. So coming up onto your knees instead. So we're here in a toe stretch. Now, in order to take the attention away from the feet, we'll add in some arms. So as you next inhale, float both arms into a wide T, and then exhale, wrap your right arm around your left arm. So right arm is on top, left arm is underneath. Hold and hug your shoulder blades, or wrap your forearms around one another and connect the hands. So you're in eagle arms. Lift the elbows as high as your shoulders and bring your chin to the chest, whether you're in eagle or whether you're hugging your shoulder blades. And you're breathing into that space, that webbing between your shoulder blades. Now just know that this toe stretch is so beneficial for our balance and stability. We spend a lot of time in ill-fitting shoes and not a lot of time in bare feet. So the muscles of the feet can be quite tight, and we're not spreading our toes as wide as we could if we were not wearing shoes. So this stretch just really offers that space and release that the soles of the feet are needing. Unravel your arms, inhale your breath, arms into a T. Exhale, left arm over right, hug your shoulder blades, or come into eagle bind with your hands and forearms. Elbows high, chin to chest. Hug your lower ribs in towards your belly so that you are not arching through your middle back. And as you bow your chin in, send breath around your shoulder blades and try not to focus on the feet. Hopefully I am distracting you enough from the feet. We've got 3 more breaths and then we're done. And your feet are going to feel wonderful and spacious and light and ready for balance work. Unravel those arms, hands on the earth, untuck your toes, and just paddle the tops of your feet into the floor. Exhale your breath. Lovely. And then we'll return to downward facing dog as you're ready. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. And your next inhale, ripple forwards to a plank pose. Your knees can be up or down on the mat. Exhale, bend your elbows, hugging them into the sides of your rib cage. Come all the way down to the mat. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Press the tops of your toes into the floor. Press your pubic bone into the floor. Lift your chin and chest using the strength from your back and hug those elbows towards one another again. Exhale, lower your chest, tuck your toes, press back to tabletop position, core engaged, and then into downward facing dog. Lovely. Inhale your right leg into the sky. Bend your right knee and open your hips gently to the right. Keep your shoulder blades facing down to the floor. Hug your right knee into your chest, step your right foot forwards. Option to lower your back knee to the earth or keep it off the floor for a low or high lunge. Here is where your blocks might be handy underneath your hands. If it's tricky to touch the floor with your two hands, use the blocks. Further to this, if you'd like to add in the arms, you can. Hug through your inner legs. Imagine you're squeezing an imaginary beach ball there. So you're hugging your right hip back, your left hip slightly forward, spreading those right toes into the floor, and then lifting your chest and lifting your arms overhead. High or low lunge, arms overhead. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, spiral your chest around to the right and open your arms into a T shape. Again, testing balance and stability together. Inhale, both arms overhead. And then exhale, spiral to the right again. Inhale, back to center. One more time, spiral to the right. This time, stay here. Option to hook your left elbow as high up your outer right thigh as you can, and then maybe connect your hands in prayer. Keep turning your chest to look more to the right. Keep bringing your sternum and your thumbs towards one another. Keep squeezing through those inner thighs. Yeah. And then inhale back to your low or high lunge, arms overhead as you inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog, or you can take tabletop or child's pose here, no problem. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, ripple forwards to plank pose, knees up or down on the mat. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering all the way to the floor in one piece. Inhale, baby cobra, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Lift your chin and your chest. Exhale, lower your chest, press back to tabletop first, and then choose your shape, down dog, tabletop, or child's pose. 3 breaths. Find your breath. Enjoy those sweet, audible exhale releases. So nice. We'll meet in down dog or tabletop, inhaling the left leg towards the sky, bending the left knee and gently opening those hips to the left. Hands spreading wide, right toes spreading wide. Hug that left knee into your chest, step the left foot lightly between your two hands. Option to lower the back knee if you'd like. Option to have hands on your blocks. Squeeze through your inner legs. Inhale, lift those two arms up and overhead. Exhale your breath. Find your stability. Always giving time for these moments of stillness as you reach the pose. Let your body explore what it needs, what will help you feel more aligned. Squeezing through those inner thighs is a great tip. Spreading the front toes wide is a great tip. Relaxing the shoulders and deepening your breath. Further to this, inhale. Exhale, spiral your chest to the left. Squeeze through your inner legs and open your arms into a T. Inhale back through center. Take your time, nice and slow. Exhale, spiral to the left. Inhale back to center. One more time. Exhale, spiral to the left. Staying here this time, or hooking your right elbows high up your outer left thigh as you can. Connecting your two hands together. Turning more of your chest to the left. Looking to the left. Bringing your thumbs to the middle of your sternum. Breathe into that lower belly. Lovely. Inhale all the way back to center. Take your time, arms overhead as you inhale your breath. And exhale, hands to the earth, stepping back, downward facing dog or another resting shape. Find your breath. Stay here or inhale to plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can lower or hover from the mat now to come into up dog with just the tops of the feet and the hands to the floor, or back into your baby cobra. Exhale back to tabletop and then to downward facing dog, or remaining in another resting shape. 3 breaths. Lovely. Inhale your right leg towards the sky. Exhale, hug your right knee into your chest, step your right foot forwards. Walk your 2 hands to the long left edge of your mat and turn all 10 toes to that left side. Your big toes are slightly turned in. Your 2 hands are underneath your eye gaze, maybe on your blocks, maybe hands to the floor. This is a wide-legged forward fold. If you'd prefer to look at the floor, do so. Or if you're comfortable lowering your head below your heart, start to look at the space between your 2 legs. Feel free to test your balance here by placing your hands around the outsides of your ankles, so just your feet are supporting you. You're giving your 10 toes a little more responsibility, a bit more of the weight, and a little less weight in the heels. Further to this, option to interlace your 2 hands on your lower back, roll your shoulders up, back and down, and maybe extend your long arms up towards the sky, hugging your shoulder blades in and moving your shoulder blades away from the back of your neck, so you get a lovely stretch into that neck. Maybe the head moves a little more side to side. If you feel more stable with your hands to the earth for this, stay with that, no problem. And then place your hands back where you can see them underneath your eye gaze. Bend your knees and turn your heels in, toes out. And just start a gentle sway of the legs one way and the other. So as you bend one knee, the other leg straightens. And you can go as deep into these lunges as you like, or you can stay a bit higher with maybe just your forearms on your thighs, pelvis a little higher. The next time you have a bent right knee, walk your hands either side of that right foot and then step forwards to Uttanasana. Take a halfway lift out of Uttanasana and exhale, fold. Bend the knees, press into the feet and roll up through your spine, 1 vertebra at a time until you are completely upright. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Find Tadasana. Palms facing forwards, toes spread into the floor. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Here you are in this mountain pose. You shall not be moved. Your feet rooting deeper and wider into the floor, toes spread. Feeling breadth across your chest and collarbones, and a lift through the crown of your head. Breathe into that. Notice what that feels like for you. Where do you feel the anchoring in your body? And I want us to hold on to this feeling as we move into our next balancing shape. So for this shape, we're going to use our 2 props, so our 2 blocks. Some of you will use them, some of you won't, but have them here just in case. So have your blocks your shoulder distance apart and slightly in front of your feet, maybe just on your mat or just in front of your mat. As you stand nice and tall here, inhale your breath, both arms up to the sky. Start by wrapping your right hand around your left wrist. Reach your arms higher to the sky. And now lean your upper body over to the right. Press your weight into your left foot and into your left hip. So you're starting to feel a side stretch into your left side body. Stay like this, or flex the right foot up and off the mat. And maybe extend that right leg out to the right, any amount. Try and keep your right toes, right knee facing forward. So it's your outer right hip and thigh that's lifting the leg. Use your inhale to come back to center. Your exhale to swap your hands over. So left hand around the right wrist. Inhale, stand nice and tall. And then exhale, lean your upper body over to the left. Put the weight in your right foot and right hip. And maybe flutter the left toes off the mat, even for a second. Or maybe for a little longer, extending that left leg out a little longer, a little higher, a little wider. Lovely. Inhale back to center and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. So maybe now your fingertips are on the mat or on your blocks. Add a little softness through your knees and look at your hands or look at your blocks. Root down through your right foot. Spread your right toes into the floor and then step back on the ball of your left foot. Now I'm just going to keep on adding options to this. So please get off the bus at your stop. You don't have to do everything. Remember, we're just building towards more balance. Stay here or start to float the back of that left leg towards the sky. Lifting that left leg towards the same height as your left hip. Maybe this is enough for you today. This is amazing. This is standing L shape. You can also play with trying to lift your chest a little higher so that the line from the crown of your head to your left heel becomes more horizontal. Further to this, start turning your pelvis, your left knee and your left toes more to the left. Putting less weight, on that left hand. Maybe your left fingertips now are light on the floor or light on your block. You might even put your left hand on your left hip. This is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. You could start to turn more of your belly and more of your chest to the left if that feels comfortable. And you might even start turning your head to look more to the left. All of these are adding more challenge, testing your balance and stability further. Your left arm could extend to the sky. And the final piece is to bend that left knee, wrap your left hand around the top of that left foot, press your foot into the hand, lift the left thigh, and keep opening your chest. Those are all the options today for this pose. When you're ready, you can release by lowering your hands back to the earth and eventually lowering that left foot back to meet the right. Take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Between sides, bend your knees and roll up through your back. Let's return to Tadasana for ultimate stability. Standing tall at the top. If you feel a bit dizzy, cup your hands together and look into your palms. It can really help. And then find Tadasana, palms facing forward, shoulders rolling back, 10 toes spread into the floor. Feel that triangle of rooting through the heel pad, the big toe pad, the baby toe pad, and then all the 10 toes spread wide. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, knees soft. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Hands to your blocks or the mat. Knees soft. Look at your hands or look at your blocks. Root down through your left foot. Lightly step back on the ball of your right foot. Stay here or start to extend the back of the right leg towards the sky, right foot flexed. Option to lift your chest a little more. Option to turn your pelvis, your right knee, your right toes more to the right. Maybe take that right hand off the floor and rest it on your right hip. Maybe turn more of your belly and chest to the right. Maybe float your right arm to the sky. Maybe look to the right. This is all invitational. They're all layers to add on or take away. Last piece, bend that right knee. See if your right hand and the top of your right foot can meet. If they do, press foot into hand. Lift the right thigh higher. Open your chest a little more to the right and breathe. Smile maybe. Don't take it too seriously. Releasing your hand and your foot back in front of you at the top of the mat when you're ready. Take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Stepping back to down dog or tabletop. Inhale your breath. And exhale your breath. So you inhale, ripple forwards to a plank. As you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to up dog or baby cobra. And exhale back to down dog, tabletop, or child's pose. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Bend the knees, look to the hands, walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift and exhale, fold. Roll up through the spine once again, one last time, all the way up to a tall standing position, Tadasana. Big breath in, big breath out. Lovely. For the next pose, you might want 1 or 2 blocks stacked and placed to the outside edge of your left foot. We're coming into eagle pose. We did eagle arms earlier, so let's also invite in the legs. You're rooting down through your left foot again. Your hands are at your heart space, Anjali Mudra. You're peeling your right heel off the floor. And again, maybe this is where you stop today. This is maybe enough balance and stability. Option to peel that right foot off the floor and bring the right knee into your chest. Stay like this, or bend the left knee slightly and cross your right thigh over your left. You're squeezing those inner legs together. This is where your blocks might be handy. You could place your toes, your right toes on those blocks. What a lovely prop option. Or maybe you keep that right foot floating. Or for some of you, if your knees feel comfortable, you can wrap that right foot behind your left leg. Keep bending the knees and squeezing those inner legs together, lifting through the belly. Hands can stay in Anjali Mudra, or inhale your arms into a T. Exhale, left arm wraps around the right arm, or wrap your forearms around one another. Lift your elbows. Take a breath in here. Maybe as you exhale, round your spine, elbows towards thighs. See how that goes today. Inhale, lifting the chest, looking up. Exhale, rounding, draw your belly in. Ooh, that's pretty. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, round the back. Okay, inhale back to neutral, unravel your arms and legs, stand tall in Tadasana, shake the hips, roll the shoulders, shake the hands. Catch up with your breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Just stand here, just be here, just notice any differences between your two sides, any imbalance between your two sides in this moment. But also feel where the stability is coming from. Is it in the pelvis? Is it in the belly? Is it in the feet? Is it through the hands? And when you're ready, you can simply swap sides with your blocks. So your blocks are to the outer edge of your right foot. Oh, I hope you can still see me. through that shiny glaze. And it's eagle on the other side. So softness through your knees, hands to Anjali Mudra, weight in the right foot, peel the left heel off the floor. Stay like this or lift that left knee towards the chest. Maybe cross your left thigh over your right one, squeeze those two inner thighs together. Maybe left toes rest on your blocks. Maybe you hook your left foot behind your right leg. Sit a little lower, squeeze the legs a little tighter, maybe adding the arms, inhaling the arms in a T. Exhale, right arm wraps around the left arm, hold the shoulders or wrap the forearms. Inhale, lift your elbows a little higher, and maybe finish here with just chin to chest, or continue on with a bit of extra movement. So inhale, lift the chin, the chest, the elbows a little higher, and then exhale, round the back, elbows towards thighs. Inhale to lift, to lengthen, and then exhale to round, pulling belly button towards back. One more cycle, last cycle. This is not only building balance, but so much strength through your legs. Round the back. And then inhale all the way back to center, uncross your arms and legs, stand into Tadasana, shake that out, release your breath. Amazing. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to down dog, tabletop, or child's pose. Stay here or move through one more vinyasa. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale to up dog or baby cobra. Exhale back to down dog, tabletop, or our sweet child's pose. Find 3 deep breaths. After 3 breaths, start to walk yourself onto your hands and knees, and then around to a seat. Bringing your legs in front of you. Shuffle down the mat a little so you have room to roll back. Have both of your legs in front, your hip distance apart, feet flexed. Inhale your arms out in front of you. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to roll down onto the floor with control in the core and in the fronts of the legs. Take your time. Once you're at the base here, completely exhale your breath. Slowing the practice down now, enjoying that contact of your back body to the floor. This is now where your stability lands. Hug just your right knee into your chest. Keep extending your left leg away. Push away with the sole of that left foot. Relax your shoulders down. Breathe in and out of your lower belly. You can stay like this or take this right knee up and over to the left for a single knee twist. Lowering that right knee either onto the earth or onto the support of some of your blocks. Hands can stay on your body as little anchors, or you might enjoy opening your arms a little wider, a little longer across the floor. See how that feels across your chest and shoulders today. We'll take 3 breaths here. Draw your belly button towards your spine and carefully bring that right knee back towards your chest. Place both feet on the mat for a moment. Just rearrange yourself to center. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Your left knee comes in. Your right leg slides all the way down the mat. Relax your shoulders. A couple of breaths here for the lower belly. These shapes are helping us wind down to return to a sense of grounding to the floor. And it also gives us a moment to just process the practice. What were the challenges? What were the moments of lightness and joy? Where did we feel most stable? And when you're ready, you can take that single knee twist if you like, left knee up and over to the right. Do make sure that the top leg, so right now it's the left leg, is resting. It is resting into the floor, it's resting into the props. That way you know you're not clenching and holding in the hips. If the left leg is floating somewhere, your legs are having to work hard. So let those legs relax, and then maybe open up through the upper body, or maybe keep your hands on your body. Take 3 breaths. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Slowly return to that neutral position on your back. Knees bent, feet to the earth. And take a big full body stretch. Inhale, reach your arms away from your legs. Point your toes, stretch your fingers. And as you exhale, coming into Shavasana, the legs widen, moving any props out of the way that you don't need. Legs and arms nice and wide of your body, shoulders rolling underneath your body a little bit, back of the head nice and heavy. Feel free to add a little lift to the back of the head with a rolled up blanket. Feel free to put a blanket on top of you or add extra layers here, or maybe shield your eyes with an eye mask to close out any remaining light in the room. Do give yourself full permission for the Shavasana, especially after a challenging practice. Your body needs the time to download, to digest. Don't miss out on this vital, nourishing part of your practice. Allow your body to move into that bliss state, that place of peace and calm and quiet. And I will call you from Shavasana when it's time. If you have more time to dedicate to your Shavasana today, please stay as you are and take as long as you need. If, however, it's time for you to come out now, start to deepen your breath and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe roll your wrists and ankles. Take a nice long full body stretch as you inhale. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest and rock across your back. Rolling onto your side for a breath or two. Moving all the way up to a tall seat of Sukhasana. Hands to thighs, belly, or in Anjali Mudra at the center of your chest, with the heels of the hands connected and all the finger pads, with a little space between the hands like you're holding a nesting bird there. Bring the thumbs towards your sternum. This is a symbol of offering and devotion to yourself, to your practice, to your space. May we take these practices of stability and balance into the rest of our day. May we notice how they show up for us. May we have gratitude for both. May we continue to work on them. Go with grace. Let's close our practice with a sealing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Thank you all for being here, for sharing your practice with me. It was my pleasure to guide you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.